Right. It says recording in progress. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard.
That was pretty loud, right? Now, what I was trying to tell you is that you don't
Mm-hmm.
actually have to take the trade to practice what I taught you in the previous session.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is just think that all you have to do is just open up the charts and
Yeah.
see if you can predict the market yourself, just like this one right here. Let me just pull up the charts real quick. All right, so here's the BTC chart, right?
Yes.
Wait, it's hanging up a little bit. So this BTC chart is looking kind of bullish.
Yes.
And what we're gonna do is you're gonna just use all the previous knowledge which I gave you and see if you can predict where would be BTC's next target. Like today, I gave you the target
Mm-hmm.
of 90 something that it would dip and it dipped, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
used those indicators to predict it. Later on, I told
Mm.
go around and see if you can predict what's gonna happen.
Yes, but we didn't do any indicators so far.
Oh, we haven't started indicators yet?
No, no,
Oh my man, I thought we had because like the other
no,
session we had already done the indicators. Oh my bad. Okay, my
no.
bad. All right. So in today's session,
Yes,
we're gonna be mainly focusing on
indicators.
no, we'll be
No?
starting
Okay.
our course with chart patterns because chart
Okay.
patterns are easy. What we're gonna be doing is
Mm-hmm.
that we're gonna be combining chart patterns at the end of the course, right? You need to
Okay.
have three fundamental strongholds. What are that? They
Mm-hmm.
are one of them being the chart patterns, the other is the candle patterns, and the other is the indicators. And then comes news and a couple of other things
Mm-hmm.
that I count
Mm-hmm.
as miscellaneous. But these are one of the most fundamental things that you have to know no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So we will start by chart patterns. So today the chart pattern we're going to be discussing is the double top pattern. Now, double top pattern
Okay.
is pretty simple and it's kind of obvious. This name says it out that the chart is going to be rising. Wait, let me just
Mm-hmm.
zoom it out a little bit. The chart is going to be rising just like that. You can see that it's rising from over here. Let me just enable
Yes.
the annotations. Now, if I can annotate right here, the chart you can see is rising from here, right? Where's the
Yes.
color of this thing? This thing looks hideous. Right, the chart
Mm.
is rising from here, right? And then
Okay.
it faces resistance at this level, and then it dips from
Mm-hmm.
here, but doesn't dip all the way back to where it started from.
Down.
It dips
Yeah.
at a certain level and then starts rising again, and then dips from the exact level where it first hit. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what's so special about this? The special about this is that the double top pattern is a bearish pattern. That means that when the graph will rise, it will hit
Mm-hmm.
a certain spot, it will then dump
Yes.
again, and then it will hit the same spot back again. And once it breaks the resist, it breaks this level of
Mm-hmm.
how far it is already dumped, then it's gonna give us
Yeah.
a big dump. So that's gonna be
Oh.
our target. So our target is gonna be somewhere right here. That's gonna be the target T. So you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So basically,
Yes.
where's the money in this whole chart pattern? Well, the thing you have to do with this chart pattern is you have to wait the whole day, or
Yeah.
you just have to analyze the chart and see this chart pattern forming. This is a bearish chart pattern. So if you see this
Mm-hmm.
chart pattern forming in BTC and it's somewhere right here, it has already formed two double tops. It has
Mm-hmm.
already given one bottom. And let's say
Yeah.
the chart is right now right here, making one red candle right here,
Mm.
right? Will you
Okay.
take the trade?
No.
No. You have to actually wait for the other red
Wait.
candle,
Yes.
and then the other red
And for
candle,
another
and then when the
to
big red
cross this
candle is,
line.
yes, exactly. This line is called the neckline, which passes through the support level. Basically, this is a support which this candle is right now forming. Support is basically the level from which it gets rejected while dropping, and resistance is the level from which it gets rejected while it's rising. So as soon as it gives us a big candle or even two small
Yeah.
candles,
Yes.
that it crosses the support, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be using this candle's top as a stop loss,
Okay.
and then we're going to take the target in the bearish position in the bear way. And how big is the target is gonna be? The target is gonna be as big as the distance between the support and resistance. Let's say the resistance was 500 and the support was, oh my God, my terrible handwriting. And the support was 400. Now, the distance, if I count, is 100, right?
100.
100
Yes.
points. So all I got to do is take a target of 100. So 100 target would be 400, and the target is going to be
300.
300. Yes, that's going to be our
Oh.
target. That's how you actually decide TP, right? So TP is just not like you're blindly putting it in. It's actually based on some calculations. And 95% of the times, whenever there's a double top pattern, the beer candles is not that long. Like it's not like it's gonna keep on like bearish for like a whole century. It's just gonna be this much of red candles that you're gonna see, and then it's gonna start going back up again. So that's why the TP is really important. You don't have to like, you don't be like just, okay, I'm gonna hold it long for now. You actually have to close at TP. TP is really important in double top. So that's a little something about double top, and let's see some examples and actually look for the real life examples, because this was a really
On which time frame do I must look this?
now patterns appear on multiple time frames, right? Indicators sometimes are a lot useful when you are predicting in the smaller time frames, but patterns you can even see in the 15 minutes time frame all the way up to 1 hour and daily time frames. So it's really helpful. It's just all about if you're doing spot or future. If you're doing future, then small time frames are for you, but obviously you have to look at the longer time frames and determine a bias, right? If it's in the downward trend, you do not never want to take a trade against the normal trend of the graph. Let's say you open up the daily candle pattern of BTC, and you are seeing that BTC in the daily time frame for the past 3 4 5 days is showing candles like this, red giant candles, and today somewhere right here with a green candle. What would you think? Do you think it's gonna rise or it's gonna fall? It's in the downward trend, so you might want to be careful while taking your longs. For your longs, you have to actually wait for a reversal sign, and then when you're actually 100% sure, then you want to take the long trades. This is a double top pattern, which is a bearish trend. So if the trend is normally bearish in longer time frames, and you see a double top forming, that's like a double confirmation that, okay, we were in the bearish pattern and now we have another bearish pattern on top of it. That's the double top pattern. That's like a confirmation, and you do not want to miss on that trade.
Okay.
Makes sense or not?
Yes.
So
I understand.
Let's take some live examples.
Okay.
Yep, let's take some live examples. So over here, still some analogical diagram. It's not actually from a real graph, but as you can see, let me just open my annotations real quick. Now, as you can see that the graph, first, let's say that you woke up in the morning, 7 o'clock, right? Now, at 7 o'clock, you saw this candle. Now, none of that is still here, right? Because chart patterns, you would see a lot of chart patterns already formed, but we don't really need the chart patterns that have already formed. We want to wait for a chart pattern to form, and then we want to take the trade, right? If the chart pattern is already formed, the dump is already there. That's none of use
Yes,
for
we
us.
miss the opportunity.
Yep, exactly. We do not want to miss the opportunity. We actually want to avail the opportunity. So how to do that?
Yes.
It's basically what you do is that, let's say you woke up in the morning and this candle was visible, and then you waited, right? And then you saw that, okay, the graph is going up, and then you were like, oh my god, it's going back down again. And then you were like, oh my god, two giant green candles, and it keeps on going up and up and up. And from one level it gets rejected,
Mhm.
and then it starts to drop, and then
Yeah.
it starts to rise back up again from a certain level, and exactly rises to that specific point till which it has risen already, and then falls back again. Now these two
Mhm.
candles are going to be decisive candles, right? It has already
Yeah.
formed two tops. It has already formed a bottom. It's given us a
Mhm.
neckline that's called the support. It's given us resistance levels. Now you might wanna be really vigilant around this level, this whole level,
Mhm.
right? You right now
Mhm.
you are here. It's 5 o'clock, right? It's 5 o'clock at
Okay.
noon. You spend the whole day for just one trading setup, because obviously it's bread money. Because if
Yeah.
it jumps all the way from here to here, you are already up $100. So that's
Yeah.
an okay bread money. So that much amount of uh spending time on it is worth it. So
Yeah.
it's you are right now here, and then you are monitoring what the graph does, and what the graph does is that it gives us a giant red candle, and what you would do is that
Mhm.
immediately use the top of the candle as your stop loss, and the
Mhm.
distance between the support and resistance shall be your TP over
Mhm.
here, I mean, on the downward direction, and then you would just scalp it off in the future trade.
Mhm.
Now, in how can you use it in the spot trade? Spot and future are basically the same.
Yeah.
This could be a potential entry. If you see a double top forming, that's your sign that stop, do not enter in the spot. Or if you have already entered, cash out and do a better entry, so that when the graph
Mhm.
comes down, you can enter right over here. So if you are in profit,
Mhm.
you might want to cash out and then enter in the upcoming good entry. So that was a little
Mhm.
something about an analogical diagram. Now let's see some more of actual graphs. Now,
Okay.
let me just omit all of that. It's already done. Let me just close that. Now, over here you are seeing a chart of TRX from Binance, TRX USDT,
Mhm.
USDT being
Yeah.
delisted. That's quite sad.
Yes.
Now, if you're
Yes. I have one question. If you already mentioned it. So when you put a signal on Premium Group, these coins are in pair at USDT. So can I buy it now with USDT? It's the same.
the coins are not going to be having a lot of problem. It's the USDT itself that's in danger.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
if it drops, and if it drops its value, which is a possibility, that's why we told everyone to convert your USDT
Mhm.
into USDC or FDUSDD. Both of them are
Mhm.
pretty good, and are generally safe, considered safe for now. So what can
Mhm.
happen is that Tether USDT can lose
Mhm.
its value, and we could
Yeah.
see a potential drop, as the price can drop from $1 all the way up to 0.5 or 0.2. That could be like
Mhm.
disastrous. Although
Mhm.
something such serious, something this grave, is not really expected, because if that happens, then we would see a lot of bearish trend in the whole crypto market, and it would be
Mhm.
disastrous in like every way. So right now, even exchanges are coming up with ways to like sign up an agreement, getting an extension.
Mhm.
So but still, we want to be safe. We want all our funds to be safe, so it's better that we keep all our money in the USDC farm. That's much better.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. Now let's just
Okay.
quickly look at this pretty chart pattern right here. Now, where
Yeah.
is my uh what did that happen?
Mm.
All right. So something's fishy's happening again. Okay, someone is trying to sell me something. Obviously, we don't want that. No, 30% off we want. Okay, he's saying 30% off, 30 seconds. Do we want that? We don't want that. All
No.
right. So annotations are back on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, as you can look on this TRX chart in
Yeah.
15 minutes. Now, let's say you woke up in the morning at this level, right?
Okay.
You saw the chart
Yes.
rising. You saw it make a top. You saw it coming back
Mm-hmm.
down. You saw it make the
Mm-hmm.
exact same top again and started coming back
Yeah.
down. What would you do? You would take
Mm-hmm.
this candle top as a stop
Yeah.
loss
Right.
and
Yes.
then scalp all of it. The same
Mm-hmm.
target as between the support and resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Now,
Yes.
I have to add that these chart patterns not work always. Neither
Mm-hmm.
will the candle patterns will always work. Neither will the indicators will always work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to combine all these together and then
Yeah.
you will see the results. But these chart patterns
Mm.
are pretty solid. With the ones I'm telling you in the very
Okay.
beginning, these are the ones which are super common. These are the ones
Mm-hmm.
which are super profitable, and these are the ones which are should not be missed. So
Mm.
these are pretty decent patterns that you might want to have in mind and do not want to miss on. So
Okay.
uh yeah. So today we are
Okay.
gonna be doing just one chart pattern. It's one chart pattern a day, and then you're gonna practice it. And let me know if you can
Okay.
find me 10, 20 setups. Let me know if you can see them work. Let me know if you can find it in the real time. Like finding it
Okay.
in the past is easy, right? You can just
Yeah.
scroll back in the graph and be like, oh, there's two patterns. Wow, thank you so much that happened, right? But none of
Yeah.
that, none of that. We don't want that. The real beauty is if you can find it in the real time, take a screenshot and be
Okay.
like, oh my god, it's gonna be a double pattern. The time where you have to actually take the screenshot is gonna be here. Let me just zoom in real quick, and I'm gonna demonstrate just real quick. Look at this. Where the annotations, get back the annotations. Oh, forget the annotations. Now, the time where you actually have to monitor it is right here. I told you, when two tops have
Mm-hmm.
already formed, when one bottom is already formed, that's where you monitor it. That's where it's super
Mm-hmm.
crucial, and that is where you take the entry and you grab all of this profit right
Mm-hmm.
here. Make sense or not?
Yeah. Yes, of course, I understand everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's another example. It's pretty clear. The graph was rising, make one top, bottom, top, and over
Mm-hmm.
here was our entry. And you can see very clearly,
Mm-hmm.
I want to point something out that as you can see, that the dump from here, as this was the
Yeah.
neckline, the dump was not
Mm-hmm.
that big. And
Mm-hmm.
you could have easily lost money if you just
Mm-hmm.
keep on holding, if you just kept the hold on, right? You could have easily
Yeah.
lost money, right? But since you
Mm-hmm.
knew that the target is going to be the difference between the support and resistance, you would have already marked that down and you would have
Mm-hmm.
already grasped the profit. One good strategy is
Yeah.
trailing stop loss, that as soon as your trade is in profit, let's say you're over here, you might want to put a stop loss at
Mm-hmm.
an entry zone or maybe a little bit
In
in
profit.
profit, right? So even if the market
Yeah.
reverses back on you, you are not, you don't end up
Mm-hmm.
with a loss. You just end up with a smaller profit and you'd be like, okay, I'll find you a new setup, and never do revenge trades.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean by
Yeah.
revenge trades?
With what?
Revenge trades is like when you lose a trade, right? And then you get super mad, be like, oh my god,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I'm angry at the exchange now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all their money and end up opening another trade and then lose back more money and then go get
Yeah.
more infuriated and then keep on losing the money in a vicious cycle. That's called
Mm-hmm.
revenge trades. Never to do that. Highly unrecommended.
Okay.
Make
Now
sense?
understand. Yes.
Now you do?
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
All right. Now that's a live chart, right?
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
let's do something with the live chart because the past is not really that interesting. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if I scroll back, if even if I look right now, now
Mm-hmm.
I would see that there could be a possible double top over here. There was one
Mm-hmm.
top, there was one top, there was a base, and it started falling.
Yeah.
And if I were to draw some trend lines, it's oh my god, it's terrible. What happened? All right. So if I were to draw, and 2 to 3% is ignorable. Let's say it came
Yeah.
all the way up till here, and it gave a wick up there, which is ignorable.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to draw to, oh my God, what's with it? It's cursed today. Something happened to it. I'm not serious. Like something did happen to it. Look at this. It's anomalous today. All right. So it's somewhat of a resistance, and there's,
Mm-hmm.
look at that. What's with this? It's going anomalous today. What's getting you
Oh,
today? All right. So as you can see, that if I were to extend
yeah.
this real quick, now you can see that there was a resistance, there were two tops, and there was a bottom, and it was clearly
Bottom is
breached, and if it gave us a big downward move.
yes.
Normally it does not give us that much big move. It can though, but as a safety, we
Mm-hmm.
would have a target set up almost this big, and if it's hit, then
Mm-hmm.
you might want to just update your stop loss. Just update your stop loss and profit, and then scalp
Mm-hmm.
whatever, however much is left, right? Scalp it all,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back in the past and see if there are any. See, the court is consolidating for a long time. So in the consolidation, when the graph is sideways, you don't really see. You don't even the indicators fail at that time, and the chart patterns are not that really powerful at that time too.
Yeah.
Now if I were to see, now this could be a
Maybe this
potential.
one.
Yep, this could be a
Yeah.
potential double top. There's one top, there's one
Mm-hmm.
top, there's a bottom, and because previously first it was rising. If you
Yeah.
remember from our PDF, that first it has to rise.
Yes.
Look at this. First, it has to give us
Mm-hmm.
some nice rise from being sideways for a long time. So the graph was sideways for a long time, and then give us a nice rise, and then it gave us
Mm-hmm.
this double top pattern, and then it will dip. So for
Yes.
that to happen, it has to first rise. So you can see that
Yes. It
it was
was
rising.
rising.
It was rising first, dipped,
Yeah.
and then rise back again to that level, and then dip, dip, dip,
Mm-hmm.
dip. Also,
Dip.
the same thing
Yes.
happened over here. Look at this. It was rising, and then
Mm-hmm.
it dipped. It was rising again back the same top, and then dip, 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 dip.
Mm-hmm.
See that? So double top pattern
Yeah.
actually really, really powerful, and one of the most commonest patterns that you will find among all the other patterns. Because I have to teach you so many other patterns, right? This is one of the patterns that we're
Mm-hmm.
going to be learning, right? So many of
Okay.
them are coming up. So for that, for us to be able to practice and for us to be able to 100% expertise them, it's
Mm-hmm.
essential that we practice them sideways, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
could basically teach you 10 chart patterns right now today, but do you think you will learn anything? No, it
No.
would just go
It will be too much.
exactly. It would just go from up on top of your head, right? And it would
Yeah.
sound good right now when I'm telling you. It would sound be like, oh my God, this sounds so nice and stuff. But like as soon as 2 3 days are passed, you'll be like, what? I'm
Yeah.
completely done. So what I want
Exactly.
you to do is to find yourself setups, discuss it with me,
Okay.
you will send it to me,
Okay.
and then in the next session, maybe we'll discuss your setups. And maybe
Okay.
you will have a day off, and then in that day, you will just keep on practicing, practicing, practicing. And in that day, instead
Mm-hmm.
of discussing a new chart pattern, we'll discuss the chart patterns, we discuss your homework. That's basically homework.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
Yeah.
to do that as a homework. Now, I have a little bit of thing for you over here. Let's take a look over here. Something interesting there. Now, as you can see
Mm-hmm.
over here, the chart pattern was rising, right?
Yeah.
Give us a top,
Yeah.
then dip back again. So I might want to mark a line over here. And then it dipped back
Mm-hmm.
again, gave us a bottom,
Yeah.
then it rose back again. Now, this was the
Yeah.
period of interest. But as you can see, that
Yes.
the graph
It
did
didn't
not.
cross.
Yeah, exactly. The graph did
Yeah.
not cross the support level and hence did not fall and continued
Mm-hmm.
to be sideways. You see how powerful this
Mm-hmm.
chart pattern is? And since it did not
Yes.
cross our support level, it started being sideways. And then when
Mm-hmm.
it gave us a double pattern and then it started to fall again. So basically, it does give us an overview, it does give us an idea. Because like if you really say about crypto, right? Crypto is all about educated
Mm-hmm.
guesses. You
Yeah.
it's like the people of the past, right? They were
Mm-hmm.
looking at the chart patterns for 50 years, 60 years, and they saw that that, man, whenever this happens, always dump happens. That's how chart
Mm-hmm.
patterns came into existence. There was not like a lot of science over there. It was like people
Yeah.
started noticing that. That's how chart patterns were formed. So are the candle patterns. Indicators do have some mathematics and do have some technology in there, but chart
Mm-hmm.
patterns is all about that, right? Do indicators do have a
Yeah.
lot of mathematics behind it, but chart patterns and candle patterns are mostly about that, right? They do have
Mm-hmm.
some mathematics behind them too, that okay, the sellers were in power and all of that talk, but for now
Mm-hmm.
let's keep things simple, right? This because I
Okay.
could get into a lot of on a lot of that trouble, that okay, sellers were rising and then there were sellers stopped selling, a buyer stops buying, and then sellers came into power. That's all trash, right? A lot of people say that, but that's all trash, right? Just keep it
Yeah.
simple, keep it basic, and we have our share of decent knowledge. So
Yeah.
that was a good session today. We learned about
Yes, very good.
we
Very
learned,
good.
yeah, we learned about
Yeah.
double top pattern, and
Yeah.
it is one of the most commonly occurring
Mm.
pattern, because like
Parish pattern.
bearish pattern is a very big problem. If you don't know when bearish is going to happen, if you are a spot trader,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to lose money. You know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. As a future trader, you can make money out of it. As a spot trader, you
Yeah.
can make money out of it with better entries. And future, you can do short entries. So double
Mm-hmm.
top is one of the most important chart patterns to
Mm-hmm.
100% specialize, to be able to give
Mm-hmm.
us good setups every single day.
Yes.
So I want you,
Interesting.
yeah, I want you to play around with it, right? That's how you
Okay.
master crypto. Whatever I teach you, I want you to play around with it, right? I don't want to sound like
Okay.
a teacher student, be like giving you homework and then you feel like you're pressurized with it. I want you to play around
No,
with it.
no.
I want you to play around with
Yes.
it. I want you to just open up TradingView and just start
Mm-hmm.
scrolling and be like, oh my God, there's one. Oh my God, there's one. Oh my God, it didn't work out. Oh my God, this worked out. Stuff like that, right?
Now I know what to look. Now I know what to look and what to search.
Exactly. Now you know what to look.
Yeah.
So when you know what to look, that's
Yeah.
really good thing. That's one thing that
Yeah.
you've already done. And what not
Yeah.
to look is also important. We'll learn that too. And
Okay.
good session today. How'd you feel
You're
about
very good. Like I saw a gold.
it? Really happy,
Yeah.
huh? You don't see
Yes, I
gold
am
every
very
day.
happy.
And
I would like to have this. I would like to learn, and I like to learn, and I'm so happy because I have the opportunity to learn from you. And yes, I'm happy.
that's a wonderful thing to say, and the positivity you have, I really appreciate it, because
Yeah.
not a lot of people are that much positive, and staying positive in life is the only key to be happy throughout, and we got to be staying
I
happy.
only what I have is optimism because my life was not very good. So I'm proud for myself that I keep this optimism in
Yeah,
myself,
optimism
positivity.
is the key. Optimism is the key here.
Yeah.
Stina, that was a great energy from you. I want this energy to be throughout our course, and once we have all that
Yeah.
energy and all that learning, believe me, we're gonna do wonders.
I hope so.
And later on, I'm going to be asking Tina to find me some good trading setups, and we're going to be working sideways.
I will.
Why not? All right, Tina, have a good one. Have a nice night, and make sure you practice this good. Make sure you update
Yeah.
me on what you're practicing. Make sure you find some
Okay.
good setups, and I'll meet you in the
Okay.
next session.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Thank you so much. Have a very
Bye
nice
bye.
day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.